We continue now at the top of Daf Nun Vav Amud Aleph in Meseches Gitin. This is Gittin Daf 56a. On the previous Amud, the Gemara began the story of Kamsa Bar Kamsa, and the Gemara says the host of the party, he wanted to kick out Bar Kamsa, Amar Leilo, and so the host of the party said to Bar Kamsa, no, I will not let you stay. Amar Le, so then Bar Kamsa said to the host, Yahivna loch demei palgadu sudasech, I'll pay you for half of the entire feast if you let me stay. Amar Leilo, he said to him, no. Amar Le, so then he said to him, Yahivna loch demei kula sudasech, if you let me stay, I'll pay for the entire feast. Amar Leilo, he said, no. Nakte biyode, he took him by the hand. V'ukme v'afke, he stood him up, and he took him out, he kicked him out of the feast. Amar, and he said, Hoel v'avu yazri Rabbanan v'lo machu be. Bar Kamsa said, since the Rabbanan were sitting here and they didn't protest about this, Shma mina kanicholu, you see that they approve of this kind of behavior. Ezel echu bukortze be malka, I'm going to go inform the government about the Jews. Azal, he went, Amar le Caesar, and he said to the Caesar, Mordu bach Yehudai, the Jews are rebelling against you. Amar le said to me, Yemar, so who says, how do you know? Amar le said, you could test it, Shadr lehu karbana, send them a carbon, chazis imikarvin le, and see if they actually bring a carbon that you send. So Azal Shadr biyadei glatilsa, so he went and he sent with him a young calf, bahade de kaasi Shadr beimum, and while he was bringing the calf, he put a little blemish, benivsef asayim, in the upper lip, v'amrila bedukin shaba'ayin, and some people say in the eyelid. He put the blemish in a place where for us, meaning according to halacha, it's considered a blemish. But for them, for the Romans, it's not considered a blemish. That way they wouldn't bring it, and this would be effective in turning the Roman government against the Jewish people. Savar Rabbanan lekaruve mishum shalom malchus. So then the Rabbanan thought, we need to bring this carbon. We have to be at peace with the government, otherwise we're going to be in danger. Amar lahu Rabbi Zechariah ben Avkulas. Rabbi Zechariah ben Avkulas said to them, Yomru bali mumen kreven legavim mizbeach. People will think that a baal mum, an animal that has a blemish, can be brought on the mizbeach. We can't bring such a carbon. So then Savar lemikdale. So then they thought we should kill Bar Kamsa to lo lezel v'leima. That way he won't go back to the government, the authorities, and tell them. Amar lu Rabbi Zechariah. Rabbi Zechariah said to them, Yomru matal mum b'kadshim yehareg. Should people think that if someone blemishes a carbon, he should be killed? Amar Rabbi Yochanan, and Rabbi Yochanan said about this whole episode, An vasnuso shel Rabbi Zechariah ben Avkulas hechrivas beiseinu v'sorafas hecholenu v'glisano me'artzeinu. It was this humility of Rabbi Zechariah ben Avkulas, meaning to say the fact that he was so righteous in this situation, and he didn't want to bring the carbon, he didn't want to kill Bar Kamsa. That's what caused the Beis HaMikdash to be destroyed, and our palace to be burned, and it caused us to be exiled from our land. And the Gemara continues, Shadar alayu leniron Caesar, the Roman government sent the Caesar Nero, ki ka'asi shadagir lemizrach asa nafal Yerushalayim, and when he came to attack Yerushalayim, he shot an arrow to the east and it fell in Yerushalayim. L'mayrav asa nafal Yerushalayim, he shot it to the west and it fell in Yerushalayim. La'arba ruchas hashamayim asa nafal Yerushalayim, for every direction that he sent it, it fell in Yerushalayim. Amar le lianuka psok lipsukech, he said to a child, tell me what pasuk you're learning. Amar le, so the child said to him, Nasati estigmasi be'edom bi'ad ami Yisrael v'gomer, I'm going to place my vengeance in Edom against my nation Yisrael. Amar, and so Nero, Caesar said, Kudsha b'richu boi l'cheruve beise, it's clear that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to destroy the Beis HaMikdash. U'boi l'chpure yodei bahu gavrin, he's going to want to wipe his hands, so to speak, with me, with this individual, meaning to say, the punishment is going to happen through me, the punishment to Klal Yisrael will happen through me, and in the end, I'm going to get punished. So Arak v'azil v'gayer, so he fled, and he went and he converted. V'nafak minei Rabbi Meir, and Rabbi Meir ended up descending from Nero Caesar. Shadar alayu Laspasianus Caesar, so then they sent, the Roman government sent the Caesar Vespasian, Asad Sara Loa Talas Shani, and he sieged Yerushalayim for 3 years. Hava Bahanu Talasa Asire, and there were 3 wealthy individuals in Yerushalayim at that time, Nakdimon ben Gurion, Uven Kalba Savu, Uven Tzitzis HaKeses. Their names were Nakdimon ben Gurion, Ben Kalba Savu, and Ben Tzitzis HaKeses. Nakdimon ben Gurion, why was he called Nakdimon ben Gurion? Shenaktalo Chama Bavuro, because the sun pierced the heavens because of him. That's a story in Meseches Tainis. Ben Kalba Savua, why was he called Ben Kalba Savua? Shakal Anechnas Lebeso Kushurav Kekelev Yotze Kushu Saveh. Anyone who entered his house when he was hungry like a dog would leave and he was satisfied. And Ben Tzitzis HaKeses, why was he called Ben Tzitzis HaKeses? Shaisa Tzitzaso Nigreres Al Gabe Kistos, because his tzitzis would drag upon the cushions, meaning to say he wouldn't even walk directly on the ground. That's how wealthy he was. Ika Diamri, there are others that say Shaisa Kisaso Mutelos Ben Gedolei Romi, he had a seat among the great people of Rome. He was very high up in the powerful positions of the government. In any case, these three wealthy individuals, one of them said, I can support everybody here with wheat and with barley. And one of them said to them, I'll support everybody with wine and with salt and with oil. And the other one said, I'll support everybody with wood. And the Rabbanan praised the one who was offering the wood. The Rav Chisda kol aklidei have a maser l'sham, because Rav Chisda would give all of his keys to all of his storehouses to his attendant Barami Detzivi, except for the one for the wood. He considered that to be the most important. The Amar Rav Chisda, because Rav Chisda said, "Akalba dechiti boy shisan akalbi detzivi." If you have one storehouse of wheat, it requires 60 storehouses of wood in order to properly process and produce that wheat. Havalu lemezan esrem v'chad shasa. They had enough that could have supported them for 21 years. Havabu hani biryoni, but there were some zealots among them. Amru lahu Rabbanan nepuk v'navid shlama b'hadayu. The Rabbanan said to the zealots, "Let's make peace with the Romans. We shouldn't fight against them." Lo shavkinu, they didn't allow it. Amru lahu, they said to them, nepuk v'navid krava b'hadayu. We want to go to battle against them. Amru hu Rabbanan, and so the Rabbanan said to them, Lo mistaya milsa, you won't be successful in that. Kama kalinu lahanu amabri dechiti v'sari. So they burned down the storehouses of wheat and barley, meaning the zealots did this. V'havakafna, and that caused a famine. Marsa bas Baitos asirta di Yerushalayim have. Marsa bas Baitos was a wealthy woman in Yerushalayim. Shadarta l'shlucha, she sent her messenger of Yamarle. She said to him, Zil aisi li smida, go bring me fine flour. Ado azal is davin, as he was going out, it was sold. There was none left. Asa amar la smida leka chivarta ika. He came to her and he said to her, there's no fine flour, but there's regular flour. Amrle, she said to him, Zil aisi, go bring that to me. Ado azal is davin. By the time he went, that was gone. Asa v'yamar la chivarta leka gushkara ika. He came and he said to her, the flour is not there, but there's coarse flour. Amrale, so she said to him, Zil aisi, go bring that. Aisi, go bring that to me. Ado azal is davin. By the time he went, that was also sold. Asa v'yamar la gushkara leka kimcha desari ika. So he came and he said to her, there's no gushkara, there's no coarse flour, but there is flour that's made from barley. Amrale, she said to him, Zil aisi, go bring that to me. Ado azal is davin. By the time he went, that was also sold. There was nothing left. Have a shlifa mesana, she had just removed her shoes. Amra, she said, Eipok ve'echse mashkachna midi lemechel, I'll go out and see if there's anything to eat. Esev la parsa bekara, she put her foot into some dung on the ground, v'meisen, she died. Kari ala Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai called about her, Haraka b'cha v'anuga shalonisa chaf ragla, the woman who's delicate among you, who's never stepped with her foot on the ground. Iko diamri, there are those that say, Grogros Rabbi Tzadok achla, she ate the fig, or the figs of Rabbi Tzadok, v'snisa v'mesa, she became disgusted, and she died. To Rabbi Tzadok Yosef Arboin Shnin, b'tanisa to lolecher Yerushalayim, because Rabbi Tzadok sat 40 years, he was fasting that Yerushalayim should not be destroyed, ki hava achel, midi have mischazi me'avrei, when he would eat something, he was so thin, you could see it from the outside going into his body. V'chi avibari, and when he would eat something after the fast, maisule grogros, they would bring him these figs, mayitz maihu, v'shadilu, and he would just suck out the juice from them, and then spit the rest on the ground, and that's what she ate, that's what she was disgusted by. When she was dying, she took out all of her gold and silver and threw it out to the marketplace. Amra, she said, Hi lamaimi boili, what do I need this for anymore? And that's what it's written in the pasuk, that they throw out their money, they throw it to the outside. And the Gemara continues, Abba Sikra Reish Biryonim di Yerushalayim, Abba the Sakari, he was the head of the Biryonim, the head of the zealots of Yerushalayim. Barach said Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, he was also the son of the sister of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, he was the nephew of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, and he was the leader of these zealots. So Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai sent him a message, come privately to me. Also he came, Amar Lei said to him, how long are you going to conduct yourselves in this manner? You're causing everyone to die in famine. Amar Lei said to him, what could I do? If I say anything to protest, they're just going to kill me. Amar Lei said to him, find some way to get me out of here. Maybe I'll be able to bring about a small salvation if I can talk to the authorities of the Roman government. Amar Lei said to him, pretend that you're ill. Everyone should come and visit you, ask how you're doing. Then put something that smells very bad next to you. And then people will say that you died. And only allow your students to carry you. Don't allow anyone else to carry the body, to carry the casket. And yirgashan bach dekolat. That way nobody should realize that you're light. The inu yadi, because they know, meaning the biryoni know, the zealots know, the chaya kolol mimisa, that someone who's alive is lighter than someone that's dead. We don't want them to realize that you're still alive. Avid hachi, he did exactly that. Nechnas bo Rabbi Eliezer mitzad echad, Rabbi Yoshua mitzad acher. Rabbi Eliezer was on one side carrying him, Rabbi Yoshua was on the other side. Kimatu lepischa bo lemidkre, when they got to the gate of the city, they wanted to pierce the body to make sure he was dead. Amar lahu, so Abba Sikra said to them, to the biryoni, yomru rabban dikru, so the Romans will say that they pierced their master, bo lemidchafe, so at least they wanted to just push him to see if he was alive. Amar lahu, he said to them, yomru rabban dachfu, the Romans will say that they pushed their master, paschul lebava, so they opened the gate, nafak, he went out. Kimata lahasa, when he got to Vespasian, Amar, he said, Shal malach malka, peace upon you, king, peace upon you, king. Amar lei, so Vespasian said to him, Chayiv is trek tali, you're chayiv misa twice for what you just said. Chada de lav malka, and on number one, I'm not actually a king. V'kakaris li malka, and you're calling me a king. Vesuin further, imalka, if I am a king, adhoidna my lo asas lagaboy, why don't you come to me until now? And so Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai responded, Amar lei, said to him, Dukoamrid lav malka, now that which you say that I'm not a king, and we will continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Nun Vav Amud Beis.